Hi there, Perfecto Castro here, and welcome to my channel. I hope you are healthy and safe. And this is the 2025 studio tour that I did not plan to make. Okay, so I am filming this in the wake of the devastating fires that ravaged Los Angeles, January 2025. I don't have to go into detail of, how bad everything is. You've seen it on the news, you've seen it all over social media. However, I will share my experience, what I went through, what went through my head, the stuff I did, the things I did to prepare ourselves for what could have happened. And it also does not escape me that I am one of the very fortunate ones. My family is one of the very fortunate ones to have come out the other side with a lot of our things intact. A lot of people here in Los Angeles from all walks of life, rich folk, poor folk, middle class folk, musicians, artists, creatives, business people, regular folk. They have lost all the things that are near and dear to them. And yes, this is kind of difficult for me to film because on one hand, I feel a survivor's guilt because I have stuff that they don't. But at the same time, I also want to share my experience with those of you who are lucky enough not to have gone through it. So Monday night, we experienced Santa Ana winds that we have not experienced before, like really, really strong winds. If I were to liken it to my experience back in the Philippines, it would be like a typhoon, a really strong typhoon, signal 3, signal 4, those kind of strong winds. And in some parts of LA, instead of rain, what was being tossed around in the wind were fire embers. So I could not even imagine how that would how that feels. So we endured that during the night, and come Tuesday, there were reports of fire spreading quickly, and that the whole city is on high alert. My city is close to the Eaton fire, and I was very familiar with the place it started in. The San Gabriel Mountains is sort of my playground. I mountain bike, I hike. I'm very familiar with the area, and I also know that it was just a matter of time before the fire would spread down towards where I'm at. So our entire Tuesday was spent just watching the news, being on high alert, seeing how the fire progresses, while worrying about the winds which were still carrying on during that day. And towards the end of the day, it looked like the fire was going to make its way to my area. So we started, packing things and getting ready to evacuate. I know that I couldn't bring everything with me, so we started with the essentials, important papers, important documents. As for clothes, I grabbed my current laundry. Even though it was dirty, it was full of clothes that I am currently wearing, so that would have been much better than raiding my closet and grabbing the first things that I would have gotten and end up with stuff that I won't eventually need. So that was that. And then I came into this place, my studio, and it was a weird feeling of wanting to take everything, but at the same time knowing that I can't take everything and trying to decide which ones to pick. So, before that, I took out my iPhone and filmed the contents of this studio, just so that later on, if the worst happened, I have a documentation of all the stuff that is in here, and I can present that to insurance, and we can figure out what to replace or not. So here is that video. I'm lucky to frame this as a studio tour of sorts, as well as a detailed walkthrough of the guitar wall and all the gear in this room. However, I will mention that the gear featured are the ones currently in this room. It does not contain the gear that I have in my other rooms and the gear that I have in storage. So anyway, here we go. I'm gonna walk through this as well. So this was filmed, I forget now, it's all a blur. So I either filmed this Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, as we were waiting for the alert to evacuate. So here we go. Okay, this is documentation of the contents of my audio and video recording studio, just in case something happens. Okay. So as you can see, I'm haggard as heck, no sleep, and just basically running on instinct from here. Okay. So we'll start with the guitars. Okay, that is a Warwick 5-string thumb bolt-on bass, followed by a 1994 Charvel CDS, then a Sully 624T USA custom shop. Then that is the Valiant mini bass made in the Ukraine. And then K's Guitar Works of Japan Red Special replica. And then a Sully Stardust Koa top USA custom shop as well, Sully guitars. A lot of these guitars will have photo catalogs. Okay, so I've already started cataloging my gear, just to have a handy record of what I have on hand. Some of these will be posted on my website, and then some of these will be offered for sale at one point. And that is a Fender Stratocaster made in Japan, 62 reissue with a Kunife pickup set. Okay. That is a K's Guitar Works of Japan, TL Trad 22, custom color. That is a K's Guitar Works of Japan, KZ1 Air. Okay. And then that is a Tom Anderson and Angel, okay, custom made. And this is a Gibson Les Paul Studio with DiMarzio PAF 59 pickups. This is 1991 Ibanez Universe 7-string. That is a Perfecto de Castro custom signature guitar built by Mike Sis Guitars of the Philippines. Okay, this is a Shabbat Lynx Snakehead NAM special. Okay, that is a PDC custom signature guitar prototype made in China. That is a GTR S900. Okay. Then this is an XGP personal build, Perfecto de Castro build. That is a Macmull S Classic private stock. Beside it is a Shabbat Lion Standard NAM special. Then that is a KGW built by KZ Guitar Works of Japan. And that is a Shabbat Lynx Floyd Rose NAM special. That is, what is this? Oh, Lucida, cedar top, rosewood back and sides classical guitar. This is a Darren Hipner custom dreadnought acoustic, spruce and mahogany. That is a Kramer 84. That is a Shabbat Lion Special Floyd Rose, custom made for Perfecto de Castro. That is a Shabbat Leopard with Mastery Bridge, NAM Special. This is a Shabbat Lion Special, Cabronita style with Lollertrons, NAM Special. And that is a Fender Jimmy Vaughn Stratocaster, neck and body only. Then we'll move on to the amps. That is a Dr. Z-Rec Jr. Okay, so some of the hangers were already empty because I've already chosen the guitars that I was going to take with me, and I will elaborate on how I come to choose those guitars. At this point, this will be a tour of the amps that are in this room. Yeah, I was ready to leave the amps behind because it would have taken too much space in the car, and we were planning to just take one car to evacuate. My van, my minivan. Load up all the stuff in the back, and then my wife and my kids would ride with me. That way, we leave together, and we don't have to deal with finding each other because we went out in separate cars. And also, I thought it would be a good idea not to add to the traffic congestion by taking multiple cars. We'll just take one car and try to, evacuate as quickly as we could. Okay, let's continue. Then this is a Star ODS HRM, custom made by Bob Ingram of New Jersey. The matching cabinet is an Avatar cabinet 2x12 with EV12S speakers, two of them. This is a Gibson Les Paul / November Burst on loan from Zounds.com. This is a Magnatone Baby M80 guitar amp. This is a Victory V30 Mark II with a matching 1x12 cabinet. That is a Fender Bronco Vintage 1994. And then this next few pieces of gear, I can't show off yet because they're still under embargo. And I realized that is a luxury now that it is once again safe, to do so. So we'll just fast forward and skip over this stuff. You will see these on the channel fairly soon once they are officially launched. I have some miscellaneous pedals here. Hill FX, Marshall Shredmaster, Rev Anniversary G pedals, Tone X1, Bad 94, Seeker Fuzz, Vox amp plug. That is a Bose S1 Pro Plus with the additional wireless dongles. Okay, that is my pedal board. Okay, so let's skip over this part again because there's still like embargo stuff. And that is a Rev Generator G120 with the matching 2x12 cabinet. A Torpedo Carpenter X / Marshall AFD 100 / signature tube guitar amp head. Then we have a Soldano SLO Mini, Soldano SLO Overdrive pedal, Soldano SLO Plus overdrive pedal, Soldano SLO 30, Soldano Astro 20, a Rev D25, and then for the rack, so radial power conditioner, PreSonus Quantum HD8, PreSonus 2626 Thunderbolt Quantum as well, a PreSonus MP20 preamp, and Palmer ADI-GLB load box and speaker simulator. Okay, this is a Wavebone studio desk with the Wavebone chair, IK Multimedia iLoud monitors, okay, MacBook Pro 13-inch, Samsung 55-inch TV, M Audio keyboard. Okay, I have to make a correction. I wasn't thinking straight. That is actually an IK Multimedia iRig keys and the iRig pads, also from IK Multimedia. Audio iRig pads, Mac keyboard, Mac pumps. This is an Enya Novasonic Go. Okay, still in the case. Okay. Yeah, so, miscellaneous stuff. I'll just record it just so that there is a video proof. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the contents of the working audio and video recording studio. I hope I never, I hope I won't need to use this. Okay. Okay, so that's the Studio Tour 2025. Yeah, and I'm very happy that I'm able to use it as a video to show you guys what I am working with, as opposed to showing it to an insurance agent and trying to get these things replaced or get these things compensated for. So watching that video again, I'm going through again all the emotions that I was going through as I was filming it, and it's I'm in a weird place right now. It's just thankful yet guilty. It's very difficult to explain. So at the time of this video, the Eaton fire is currently around 33% contained. The firefighters, our first responders, seem like they have a pretty good handle on it. The winds have died down, so it's not spreading the fire even further than its current perimeter, which already is pretty big. And the firefighters are fighting hard to defend structures, which they're able to successfully do right now, and they're just herding the fire away from further harm to Los Angeles residents. Now, I took my time unpacking the stuff that I was ready to grab and go with, because towards the end of the week last week, it was like all the crazies came out, because we not only needed to watch out for the current fire burning, but we also had to watch out for new fires sprouting up. I don't know, started by random individuals. Friday night, Saturday morning, there was a guy caught right here in Azusa, a couple of miles away from me, starting a fire in a park. So if the big fires weren't enough, we have to contend with all this other stuff that is just trying to happen. And also over the weekend, a round of false alarms were issued via text countywide, and that further compounded things. It's just a wreck. Like Saturday alone, I received 4 evacuate now alarms, false alarms. Evening 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and then later on 2 p.m. again, and which did not help things. It was just yeah. Anyway, so today and yesterday felt a lot better. So it's time for me to transition back to whatever normal is. Back to work here in my studio, back to our regular lives, and again, it doesn't escape me that we are very fortunate to be able to do this. I'm very thankful, and I feel my heart just goes out to everybody else who's not in the same fortunate place as I am. Anyway, so I'm going to unpack the guitars that I chose to bring with me in the case of evacuation, and I'm going to talk through the whole process of how I chose them. Okay. So let's start with this. So this is a 1971 Telecaster Deluxe. Okay, so this guitar is an odd duck because it has a 721 serial number, even though this model was launched in 1972. And I'm filming a video on this guitar very soon. But the most interesting thing about this guitar is that it has an older neck stamp. This guitar is older than serial 000172 Deluxe. So the 0172 Deluxe has a stamp, I think December 1972, and this guitar is stamped June 1972. So I will feature this on my channel very soon. Okay, the next thing to unpack is this Groove Gear Capsule Duo. I grabbed this for to save on space instead of grabbing the original hard shell cases for these guitars. Again, we were planning to evacuate using just one single vehicle, and I didn't want to fill it with just my stuff because I have a family to bring with me as well. So we had to be very streamlined. Okay. So the second guitar I packed is this Gibson SG 1963 Les Paul Custom. That was, I featured this in a video recently. The Saddest SG, restored by my good friend Robbie. So that's that. And the first guitar I packed was my 1990 Floral Gem 77 FP, the dream guitar. So I did not choose my favorite guitars off the wall. I went for what in my mind is irreplaceable. And had the highest value. That would make it easy for me to sell. Now, even though these are all high-ticket guitars, I chose in my mind what would be easiest to sell. The 63 Gibson Les Paul Custom and the 71 Telecaster Deluxe. I guess it would be fairly quick to sell to like vintage guitar aficionados. And then the Gem, this served two purposes. I mean, if I needed to carry on my work, if the worst had happened, I have a very serviceable work guitar that I could use, and also this is something that I could sell for a bunch of money if we needed to start over to cover costs and all that. Okay, let me put this away. Now, the other reasoning that was going through my head was that a lot of these high-end guitars are built by builders who are very consistent. So I was confident in their ability to build me another guitar to replace what I would have lost, either just as good or even better. So yeah, I mean, Shabbat guitars, they pretty much every guitar Avi builds, I like. So I wasn't concerned about losing out on that. Anderson, same thing. They're very consistent. I can pretty much pick up any Anderson and play. The case guitars as well, and the Sullys. Yeah, so I was very confident that if the worst happened, I could get another one that is either just as good or even better. However, towards the end of the week, new fires started, and one fire started really close to Avi Shabbat's, and that prompted me to grab another dual gig bag, this mono dual gig bag, and pack my favorite Shabbats. Again, just in case the worst happens. So I chose my Shabbat Lion FR. This was custom made for me. This is basically Avi's guitar version of me. So yeah, so I had to take this. And the other Shabbat is the Lynx Snakehead, which I already featured in a video here on my channel. Yeah. So choosing these two guitars were a little more difficult for me because I love all my Shabbats. They all serve a purpose for my needs, and all the stories leading to me acquiring them were very special to me. So yeah, that was a little more difficult. Okay, so I don't even know how to end this video. Again, I'm very thankful to all our first responders, our firefighters in the city of Los Angeles. Thank you for all your hard work and your impeccable bravery and heroism. And yeah, and again, it's not lost on me that I am very fortunate. So I'm going to find all the GoFundMes of other musicians, other guitar players, people, who have lost their, who have lost, who were really affected by the fires here in Los Angeles. And I will put their links in the video description. So if you want to help, the links will be there for you to check out and to use. I also put links to the different foundations, the Firefighters Fund, the First Responders Fund, Music Cares, all the donation drives that is happening right now to help the people of LA to get back on their feet, and musicians particularly to get back on their feet and start making music again. And if you're a local music student who lost their gear to the fires, please reach out to me. I'll put my email in the video description, and yeah, I will do my best to help you out. Yeah, so it's the very least I can do. Okay, that's it for now. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully on a more cheerful note. So please take really good care of yourselves and your loved ones, and yeah, be safe. Be safe.